See it, I cop it. Saw that new whip, if I see it, I cop it. Need a new grip, if I see it, I cop it. Lots of strip, if I see it, I cop it. I'm not kid, if I see it, I cop it. House up the grid, if I see it, I cop it.
Yeah, if I see it, I cop it. Running through stores, if I see it, I rock it. Yeah, girl, if you see it, I got it. Run it up more, we need all the profit. 100 racks back up in summer 16. Spent that whole bag on a whole summer dream. Life's complicated, no Avril Lavigne. Copped a new condo to blow us some steam. All these rappers just rapping in triplets. Pushing that product, just got a new shipment. Pushing that roll 50 over the limit. Cushion that blow, I don't get why they with it. We at the top and we throwing the game. All of these peasants will know of my name. All of these blessings, we staying the same. The drip is fluorescent, I'm going insane. Royal genetics all up in my veins. Back me a real one and gave her my name. All of these issues, but no one to blame. Praying that God will just show me the way. Changing the game, got the source code, and I'm off-road and my horses go skirt.
Hey, yo, what's up, Jay? What's up, Dennis? We're coming in live. We're coming in hot.
Faking the fame, but we all know because the source told all you niggas just
coming in hot, ya booshes. Welcome to the sleeves, beach.
Y'all just popping them purse.
Come on.
Taking the stage, got a few shows, let the crew know it's a class in the dirt. I am the king and it's my throne. Y'all are kind though, they keep calling me Zerk.
Be at the top, if I see it, I cop it. All this guap, if I see it, I cop it.
What's up, Kelly? Just a reminder, everyone, you can also catch it on the Daily Swole podcast channel on YouTube. Daily Swole podcast on YouTube, separate, second channel, FYI, for those of you that want to catch it on the two-piece. What's up, Beaches? What's good? Get your Swole on. Daddy Swolio did a little schleg day this morning. What's up, Liz? What up, Dale? What up, Beaches? Schwass up, Yaboosh.
Girls like where the one at, need to run back, flee from these niggas, you know that they savage. They acting macho like they Randy Savage. They call me Pablo, the kingpin is at it. I am Apollo, you Rocky, I've had it. Y'all can just follow cause niggas is slacking. I am Jack Sparrow, my verses is cracking. I am the ghost and you rappers is Pac-Man. Out in the coast and I'm getting more blacking. Y'all acting hairy, I'm grabbing the waxing.
What up? What's up, baby? Making those sick gains. Gotta leave some more. Gotta put some more beats. So come on in. Make sure you say what up. Make sure you say hi. Make sure you drop a comment. Hit the like button, share, and don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. Apple Podcast, Spotify, everywhere. Daily Swole. Daily Swole, bitch. Daily. Yeah. Oh, what's up, popping the awesome beard? Oh, my, thank you so much. Oh goodness. Oh, I'm blushing through my sick fucking gains. Making sick games, I see it, I cop it. Making sick games, I see it, I cop it.
We at the top, if I see it, I cop it. All of the squad, if I see it, I cop it. Got some new drip, if I see it, I cop it. Saw that new whip, if I see it, I cop it. Need a new grip, if I see it, I cop it. Lots of strip, if I see it, I cop it. I'm not kid, if I see it, I cop it. House up the grid, if I see it, I cop it.
Yeah.
All right, here we go, fam. You ready for episode 1047? Let's do it, bitch. Making gains.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testing. Is this mic on? Testing testicles. Oh, welcome everyone to episode 1047 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beardcast, broadcast, gaincast, mancast, pimpcast, sleevescast, and slaycast in the fucking realm. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our motherfucking biceps. What is going on, my beaches, my booshes? What's going on, bustas, hustlers, and hoes? Where my swole sluts at? Drop some gorillas if you a swole hoe, if you're a swole slut. And you can be a man swole slut too. That applies to everyone, including the beaches. You know why? You know why? For one reason and one reason only. We all got nips. We all have nips and buttholes. That's where we all cross over. So whatever sexuality you claim, whatever you want to designate yourself as, we all have nips and buttholes. So we have a lot in common, I think. We all pee, we all poop, and we all got nips. Not everyone lactates though, but hey, that's a little bit that's too much information. So I don't need any feedback on that, just so you know. Nips and tips, I agree. What's up, Instagram? What up, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch? What's going on? Those of you that are following, remember, just a reminder to anyone that I know a lot of people don't necessarily like to use Facebook for whatever reason. Remember, you can catch the live stream also on my YouTube channel, Daily Swole Podcast. It's a separate channel, but you can also catch the live stream there if you like to use YouTube. Some people tend to be like YouTube and Instagram only. I feel like there's also those of you that make content. And of course, I make a shitload of content. When you use different channels, you notice that there are different teams. There are people that use this. There are people that use that. There are people, there's little clubs and little associations. So those of you that don't like to use other platforms and you want to get the clean audio, you want to have the whole picture that Facebook sees, and you want to use YouTube, just look up Daily Swole Podcast on YouTube. You can watch there too. So got more and more people tuning in over there. I don't moderate it that much, but it's there. I always want to make sure I stream on YouTube. So that's just a channel dedicated to the Daily Swole. I thought that was important. So yeah, so that's that. What's up? I'm down from 303 pounds to 275. Thanks for the truthful advice on becoming healthy. You're welcome. That's a lot of weight. That's what, 28 pounds. Good job, Kyle Moe, 1188. Very cool, man. Very cool. Very cool. Kim, I just grabbed my phone charger because I knew it's way almost time for the Knowledge Cock. Yes, we're about to drop some Knowledge C. And I did a live Instagram last night, and we were talking. Those of you that are on Instagram, I did a little live cast last night, and I was letting you know that there's more content coming on YouTube. There's going to be a big drop tomorrow. A lot of you already probably know what it's about, but I'm going to drop a YouTube video tomorrow, as I often do. I took today off from posting something else. I just kind of held the content, but you can kind of get if you want to get, you can get your YouTube puss wet and get ready for it. So I want everyone tuning in and turning up and turning out for that video when it goes live, because it's going to be a juicy one. So I'll post more about that in my Instagram story, of course, but make sure you're subscribed to my main YouTube channel, Swolenormous, and hit that notification bell so you get notified when I do drop the next video. It'll probably be around like 11 a.m., 10 or 11 a.m. tomorrow. Gonna drop that in the morning so you can have something nice and fresh. Get some nice fresh nuts on your chin first thing in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Fresh nuts on your chin. People are eager for some NOC. You're eager for the nuts on your chin. Nuts on your chin. Everyone already knows. You all know what it's going to be about. Come on, why not? Why not? If Good Morning America can do 2 stories, I can do another video. For shame, you think I'm not going to make a video? Of course I am. We talked about that last night. Anyway, so let's see. We have new driving while gainings. We're going to be looking forward to a new Ask Papa Swolio episode on YouTube this week as well. And this is a good week. It's a little bit rainy here in South Florida, but it happens. We're coming up on that time of year. Spring is kind of summer. Florida doesn't really have a spring. It has some colder days, and then it just gets hot as fuck again. There's really no spring. It's just a little chilly once in a while in the winter, a little less humid, and then it's just hot as fuck again. It just goes right back into it. So this is like spring break season. I actually saw in the news today. I was at the gym, and I forget what channel it was. I think it was like local Channel 6 type news, and it was talking about South Beach, that there were meetings by the politicians, the local government, about all the fighting and the riots or something that's going down on South Beach. I don't know. I think a lot of people that aren't. How many of you live in a highly populated area that has a quote unquote, nationally famous downtown? All right. So if you're in LA, I'm sure there's certain areas that are bumping, right? If you're in New York, there are certain areas that are bumping. If you're in Chicago, there's a certain area that's bumping. If you're in like Austin, Texas, there's like a certain, 6th Street or something. There's always a street. There's always a strip in every area that's like the downtown. That's the spot where people go. South Beach, of course, is well known nationwide and probably worldwide as the spot to go to if you're in South Florida. If you're local in Florida, you don't go. You don't go to South Beach. You don't go to South Beach. I haven't been down to South Beach in fucking years, and I probably will never go again. I have zero desire to ever go to South Beach ever again. Zero desire. When you first move down here, you come around, you go down there. That's a tourist spot. Locals don't go down there. Any local that has self-respect and is a decent person doesn't go there. So South Beach is fucking trash. It's trash. It's where all like and look, it's where all the scum and the shit come from every other place, and they go there and just get stupid drunk and get rowdy and all that stuff. But these kids these days, get off my lawn. And I'm not trying to be grumpy about it, but the fact that people are just in the streets fighting, and then the cops are having to break it up. Anyway, I saw this on the news. I look at that and laugh. What the fuck? Who comes down? Why are you coming down and just getting into fights in the street? How fucking shitty of a person are you? And then I saw some other thing following up. It was about police brutality. The police weren't handling it properly. You wouldn't have to have police handling it properly if you had people that weren't pieces of shit to begin with. Everyone always blames cops for things. Well, if there wasn't an incident to begin with, then the cops wouldn't have to intervene. I don't understand where that disconnect is when we talk about police brutality and how the law enforcement handles situations. If there's no situation to fucking handle, then there's not going to be any other problem. It starts somewhere. What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with the mindset of people? It starts somewhere. It brings the cops there. What is going on that is summoning law enforcement? What the fuck is going on? We need to stop it there and before that even fucking happens. That's just my 25 cents on the situation. As you all know, I don't drop pennies. Papa Solio drops fucking quarters and $50. Bam, 50-cent piece. Pieces of 8, motherfucker. Let's see. Denver, San Juan, Puerto Rico. I'm in LA. It's way too crowded. LA is super crowded. Super fucking crowded. Well, let's get on to fitness. I start powerlifting tomorrow morning. Thanks for the daily motivation. Quite welcome. Young Padawan learner. Quite welcome for the motivation, for the inspiration. You're quite welcome. Let's see here. Okay, so today's episode, and again, welcome. Oh, I forgot Twitch. Yeah, everyone, Periscope, YouTube, Twitter, everyone, welcome. So today's episode 1047 is titled Everything Works for a Reason Because Everything Does. And I posted on Facebook and Instagram yesterday, what is your number one fitness challenge? What is your number one fitness challenge? And of course, most people put diet and losing love handles, and it's mostly diet and losing some extra weight around the stomach. And that comes with who knows what the fuck is going on with your hormones? Who knows what damage you've done up until this point? I don't know from just a simple comment what that person's actually doing. Everyone always thinks, I've tried everything. I've tried so hard. I don't know what to do. I've been lifting. I've been eating right. As we all know, that's very vague. Eating right and what one person thinks is eating right from another person is like, holy shit, you're eating like crap. And most people that tell me that they're eating right and then they tell me what they're eating, I'm like, yeah, you're not eating good food. You're eating low quality food or low quality meat. So you're eating shitty carbohydrates or eating inflammatory foods that you need to test and this, that, and the other. When it comes to when it comes to training styles and just the macro concept of nutrition and training, okay? When it comes down to that, depending on what your goal is, there are many ways to skin a cat. There are many ways. How violent is that, skinning a cat? There's many ways to skin a cat. I love that phrase because you have to think about, holy shit, how many ways are there? I mean, I guess you start at the head, you can start at the paws, you can start at the tail. I'm going to have Pete all over my shit, right? I mean, how many ways are there actually to skin a cat? Has anyone actually Googled that? Someone Google that. Someone Google that while we're going here. How many ways are there to skin a cat? Interesting. Oh, we're going to learn something. I feel like we're going to learn something today, fam. We're going to learn something actually important like that. So when it comes to your training style and your nutrition, of course, there are different people that believe different things. There are people that believe in a vegan lifestyle. There are people that believe in a carnivore lifestyle. There are people that believe in paleo, in keto, in Atkins, whatever whatever you believe. Yeah. The reason why there are so many different tribes, the reason why there's so many different divisions, the reason why there's so many different things that people say work really well. Why do you think that is? Anyone, why do you think there are a lot of different things that people say work? Because a lot of different things work. A lot of different things can work for different people. Now, veganism might not be right for everyone, and it isn't just because not everyone's doing it. Otherwise, if it was right for everyone, then everyone would do it and everyone would see amazing results, which is not the case. Same with carnivore, same with paleo, same with keto. There are a lot of different ways to go after your nutrition, your health, and we are still learning which best ways are and which best way and best. And you all know, if you follow any, if you follow any of my content for any, like even a shorter period of time, you know that anytime someone mentions the word best or what's your favorite, that kind of opinion, subjective based question, there is no best. There is no, this is the number one way you should be doing training chest. This is the number one way you should be building leg muscle. This is the number one way. This is the best way. How egotistical is that for someone to say, this is the best way. This is the best diet. This is the best thing. Best, 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 best. Everyone wants to know what the best is. But it's not so much what is the best, period. It's what's the best for you. And of course, just like most people don't have patience. Most people don't have patience to figure out what that best is. Most people don't have the patience and the fortitude to go through the trials and tribulations, if you would call it that, in order to figure out what the best thing for them is, because that's going to differ from person to person. It's going to differ greatly from person to person. What I want to know, and I do want to like field some comments, what have you tried in the past that didn't work in comparison to what you're doing now that does work? So take a moment and think for a second. Write in the comments now, those of you that are watching live, what have you tried in the past that did not work, and what are you doing now that does work? And it's very interesting because I personally don't promote a vegan lifestyle in the sense of this is the best way, but I don't, and I might tease and I'll make content because it's fun poking people that are fucking just on edge about everything. Okay. But I have no actual qualms if you want to do that, right? I don't care if you want to believe a certain religion, but that's on you. When you start pushing those values and you start imposing your beliefs on me, on other people, that's fucked up. Get the hell out of my way. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. If you want to be vegan, if you want to be carnivore, whatever that is, whatever extreme you want to do, it's on you. Understand it's on you. Keep it to yourself. Like, do your thing. That's fine. So I don't really care what people do. I don't care if people take steroids. I don't care. I care if people take steroids and lie about it and pretend like they're not and sell supplements and make money off their physique, pretending like they're natural when they're not. I don't think that's just inauthentic. I just don't like liars. I don't like pieces of shit. All right. I don't like pieces of shit. I think that's just the straight across answer. I just don't like people that fucking lie. And I don't like people that try to impose their will on others. I don't think that's the right approach. I don't think that's appropriate, as you have the human ego. I'm right, you're wrong. This is the best way. That's not true. There are people that are seemingly healthy and enjoy a vegan lifestyle. Fine. There are people that are seemingly healthy and enjoy a carnivore lifestyle. Fine. Likewise with paleo, keto, and everything in between. So what's actually the right thing? And of course, the appropriate title of this episode is Everything Works. Everything works. Everything works. Everything that exists in the world works. There you have it. What's the best way? I don't know, but everything works. Not everything will work for you. That's the kicker. Everything works, but not everything works for you. Mull on that for a little bit. Everything works, but not everything works for you. One more time. Everything works, but not everything will work for you. As common sense, I always say commonsensical. I don't even know if that's the right conjugation of that. But I always say it, so I'm going to say it, and I'm going to own it, and if not, I'm going to be like Shakespeare and just create it. It's very nonsensical. Right? It doesn't make sense to have one thing that everyone fits into. It's just not true. The reason why all those things exist is because they work for different people. And everyone in the comments right now, you're dropping the compare and contrast of what you've done that didn't work and what you do now that does work. And every single thing that you're saying that didn't work for you has worked, and someone else will defend to their dying day that this is the best way to do it. And everything. So let's go over a couple of things right now. Let's see. Matthew Pendergast on Facebook. Tried counting calories. Has not worked. Currently doing 4 to 5 days in the gym between cardio and strength training. Changed portions and has made all the difference. Okay. So literally counting calories, or at least that approach. And this is not to say, of course, and Matthew is not saying that you don't need less calories to cut or more calories to bulk. He's just saying that the managing and the actual counting was not ideal for his approach to nutrition. But he changed portions, whatever that means, and it's made all the difference. Good. He tried something, didn't work. He tried something else, it does work. And now he's being successful. So that's what it's about. Let's do another one. Elizabeth Whitman on YouTube. Weight Watchers / if it fits your macros didn't work. The whole eat whatever you want as long as it fits into this box. I kept feeding my sugar addiction. I'm doing keto now and that works for me. Great. You see how simple it is? You tried something. Oh no, I tried everything. Nothing works. I don't know what to do. You do something else. That's what you do. You have to make sure you're giving it full effort. You have to make sure you're giving enough time to work. But once you know something doesn't work, once you know you can't be consistent with something, once you know it's not for you, get rid of it. If you know deep down, this is not for me, this is not what I like, stop. Stop wasting your fucking time. Any kind of training modality or nutrition that you can't be consistent with that you fucking hate. Look, it's going to be hard work no matter what you do. You have to be consistent. You have to be focused. It's different. Hating your training and hating your nutrition is different than doing what you need to do. Okay? It's different. There's a separation. We all, even when you have the right food, you're still going to have to make your meals and be like, oh, I hate meal prepping. So what? You still got to fucking do it. Oh, I don't want to go to the gym today. So what? You still got to go or still got to do your yoga or whatever it is. However, if you're just like fundamentally, you don't like what you do, you're not going to be consistent with it. It's not going to be a good psychological component of your life. So you have to have some kind of like excitement, but not entertainment, but in terms of like stimulation where, okay, it's something that gets you going. It's something that you're passionate about. It's something that inspires you and can feed that fire. If you're just miserable in what you do all the time, then it's not working for you because you don't want to be miserable all the time. That's going to have more long-term consequences than losing 5 pounds over the next couple of weeks. You don't want to be fucking miserable. It's not something you're going to be able to maintain because no one wants to be miserable long-term. Who wants to go to a job every day that they fucking hate? Who wants to go and do a workout every day that they fucking hate? You don't have to hate your training. It shouldn't be around entertainment. It shouldn't be like, oh, I love this Zumba class. Well, you still have to do things that are going to work for the goals that you want, but you can definitely do something that's going to be more stimulating, that you're going to enjoy more. There's always a way to make it more enjoyable. However, you still have to do things that fucking work, right? Sharon on Facebook, high carbs in any form. I got bloated quick. Much better since I've switched to sweet potatoes, red potatoes, and small amounts of oats and pasta. Okay, you found what works or what doesn't work. Let's see. Kim, I literally tried everything. Beachbody, It Works, Jillian Michaels. Well, I wouldn't call those things everything. So you kind of group those all. That's all one thing. They're pretty much all synonymous. But I hear you. I'm just teasing. My results came when I learned how to eat properly, when I buckled down my workouts. Good. You tried things, they didn't work for you, and then boom, you found something that did. But you didn't stop. You didn't quit. Donald Moat, 1 meal a day and no carb diet didn't work. What works now is eating good, nutritious foods, doing something active every day, and consistently doing those things over and over every day. There you go. Rebecca, I've tried a lot of different mindsets rather than diets or plans. Seeing my food as something to benefit my body has really helped. It's not about what I want or enjoy. It's about what helps my body function the best and that gives more pleasure than anything. Giving your body the fuel that it's designed to consume. You got to give your body the right fuel. We think of food as entertainment, which is a problem because when food is an entertainment, we tend to fucking eat way too much of garbage shit and we gain weight and we have inflammation, other problems as a result of it. So it's not entertainment, but good food and the result of that good food and how you feel is the benefit. It's fuel. It's not fun. It's fuel. It's fuel. Ooh, here we go. This just in. Thank you, Meredith. There are 2 ways to, and for those of you that are curious, and we'll go on Instagram for a couple comments. This just in. 2 main ways to skin a cat. 1, from the ventral belly side of the cat, which is the preferred method. Interesting. And number 2, from the dorsal backside. Okay, well, there's 2. What about the ends? What about starting at the face? I don't think you would start at the face to skin a cat. I don't know. Interesting. For those of you that are tuning in late, you're like, what the fuck? That got out of hand fast. Well, you have to listen to the beginning of the episode because that has context. We are all very curious about how to skin a cat and how many ways there are to actually do that. Melinda, I also just counted calories. I also just counted calories. Didn't work. Went to clean eating, running, yoga, lost 120 pounds. Now I feel healthy. Good shit. Let's go on Instagram, take a couple. Wow. I did intermittent, let's see, Ava Dorakova Fitness. I did intermittent fasting for 4 years. It worked well, suited my lifestyle. Then my twins were born, and due to the extreme tiredness and lack of sleep, it suddenly stopped working. So I stopped that. Then tried again after 3 years, and it worked for a while, but now it doesn't anymore. So I don't force it. Good. That's it. Look, if you like something, if you can stick to it, it's going to get you more results. Eve B. Mornin, veganism, vegetarian for 2 years and vegan for a few months, gained 25 pounds. My cycle was all over the place due to soy, maybe. Only good thing, I had no back acne. Well, that's good. But also, here's the thing when it comes to, and just a side note, one of the things that comes a lot of times from like veganism, where people go veganism, they see all these results and they see like acne goes away and things like that. A lot of times people are going from unhealthy diets to that, right? They're eating meat, but they're eating grain fed and like processed meats. They're eating low quality eggs, or they're eating low quality chicken, and they're eating, they're going to vegan and they're cutting out a lot of things they shouldn't have been eating anyway, even if they were consuming animal products. So, and that's where a lot of like these studies fall short when they compare to eating meat. It's usually a lot of times processed meats, or it's not 100% grass-fed beef, and people aren't meditating, they're not exercising regularly, they're not taking care of their health, so there's a lot of other factors that aren't addressed in these things. So it's not so simple as, oh, I'm eating meat or not eating meat. Well, there's different kinds and there's different quality of meat. There's wild game, there's wild fish, and there's farmed fish, and there's farmed beef, and there's processed fucking nitrate packed deli meats, and boar's head and all that crap. And there's so many different like layers and different types. And usually that's not specified because they just go, oh, this person eats meat. And a lot of times these diets and these studies are self-reported. So people just have to guesstimate at what they ate and how much they ate. So there's so many loopholes when people refer to studies, even meta-analyses of studies. A lot of those studies that they're taking reference from are extremely flawed. So, I mean, and a lot of people don't know how to read those studies, and most people don't have time to go through a few hundred or a few thousand studies and counter these arguments. But that's why these podcasts and things that come out with actual professionals that are going through this data and saying, hey, this is full of shit. Like this whole study and this whole, movement for X, Y, and Z is not true, or it's on falsified information, or it's on shaky grounds because of this, that, and the other. People that are getting a lot of exposure, writing books, doing podcasts, making movies and stuff about these things that actually go through the actual research with unbiased opinions. And that's unfortunately where a lot of this information comes from when it comes to nutrition. But as you can see, let's go through some of those things again, just for comparison. Even Kim, I literally tried everything. Beachbody, it works, blah, blah. That didn't work for you, but it does work for some people. I know some people with Beachbody and this, that, and the other that have lost a lot of weight and changed their life in X, Y, and Z. High carbs, some people love it. Weight Watchers, if it fits your macro, some people love that shit. Counting calories, some people love counting calories, and that's how they are. But a lot of times it comes down to, like I said, what you can stick to, what you're consistent with. Some people go by the numbers. I don't know how many of you are like that, but some people love to see numbers. They're very analytical. They want to see, okay, this is 500, this is 320. If I add that, it's 820 and this. And they like the pie charts on MyFitnessPal, and they like measuring and minusing and subtracting and adding and hitting a number and this. Some people just work like that. And a lot of people don't work like that as well. Like, fuck, that would drive me insane. I hate, and that's where that concept of diet really fucking took off in terms of that being a negative connotation, because people thought of diet as restriction, as limiting and not eating so much and measuring and all this. And it just became this negative thing like, oh, I can't eat that much. I can't do that. I'm going to go over my caloric limit. Well, when you're eating the right foods, you actually get full and you can sense that you're getting full and you don't want to eat extra, so you don't overeat. And it's an absolute myth that you have to count calories. Now, energy matters. Energy surplus or deficit matters, but you're not going to have to micromanage your caloric intake if you're eating fundamentally the right foods. So that's why I always approach that. Number one, you need to make sure that you're eating the right foods, and you need to experiment with your body. You need to play with yourself. You got to play with yourself. And Papa Swole gives you permission to play. Rebecca, you like to count. I'm a little bit of a control freak. I'm very analytical like that. Yeah, I just don't want to waste. For me, I see it as a waste of time. I see it as something unnecessary that I don't need to micromanage. Now, maybe in the future, all of a sudden, like you'll take food out and, you know, your Amazon Alexa will be like, oh, let me turn it off. She's going to be like, I can't hear you. You know, and what's going to happen is automatically your fridge is going to say, that's 200 calories. That's 500 calories. That's 125. And there's going to be this automatic calculation, so you won't have to sit there and do it and weigh it on a scale. But it's useful. It's useful to do that sometimes, you know, just to get an idea of, okay, this is X amount of calories. It's good to teach you, all right, I know about how many calories this is, because usually when you eat healthy food, and how many of you have actually been shocked by that? Let's talk about this for a second. How many of you that have counted calories, whether or not you like to do it or not, that's irrelevant. How many of you that have counted calories were shocked the first time you actually measured the caloric value of healthy food? Let's say you have a nice piece of, grass-fed beef, or a piece of, quality chicken, sweet potato, broccoli, spinach, kale, and you actually added that up and you realize, holy shit, that's a whole plate of food and it's only 350 calories or it's 400 calories. Were any of you actually shocked by that when you measure quality real food, that it's not that many calories? Right? I mean, just second that if you agree with that, because when I first started doing that, when I actually started calculating and taking a look at that, I was surprised that a massive fucking sweet potato is like 200 calories. A massive one of those like big, like ridiculous oversized ones. It's not that many calories. And it just goes to show that if you're eating real food, it's so much harder to overeat. It's so much harder to overeat what you need. It's an extremely challenging thing to eat excess. Very, very hard. Very, very hard. And that's why most people don't bulk. That's why people like to dirty bulk, because you can do it very lazy. You can eat junk, or you try to eat junk, or use that justification to eat shit food, because it's hard to get in quality food at high volume. You start getting nauseous and you don't want to eat because your body's like, fuck, we don't need any more. And that's what you're doing by eating excess. You're forcing your body to adapt. You're forcing your body to pack that food on and store energy because you're trying to gain weight. And it's not really a healthy thing for your body, but your body will do it if you force it. And you don't really need an excess of that much. That's the difference too. You don't need that much of a deficit to lose weight. You only need a deficit over the long term. So 500 calories is plenty. People do these extreme diets and they wonder why they stop losing weight, because their body's under stress and thinks it's dying. You only need a small caloric deficit, and eating the right foods, keeping inflammation low, keeping stress low, and being consistent, and you'll fucking lose weight. So, it's very easy to stay satisfied and to manage your weight properly just by eating the right foods, because you're not going to stuff yourself past being full. If you're already kind of close to being full, you stop eating, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. If you're trying to bulk actively, okay, it'll help you to monitor, so you make sure that you're eating a certain amount, because it's very easy to undereat if you're trying to bulk, if you're trying to build muscle, if you're trying to gain some weight. If you're trying to lose, it's very easy to lose weight when you're eating the right foods, because you get full quick. You get full quick and your body resets and starts to learn, oh, now that's what it feels like when I'm full. That's what it feels like when I'm satisfied. That's what it feels like. And you start feeling full and you stop eating. Michelle on Facebook, I found counting calories became very obsessive, not worth it, and it's not natural to count calories either. I 100% agree. If you were meant to count calories, then we would be born with a calculator in our bodies. Oh, wait, we are. The hypothalamus lets us know when we're hungry, when we're full. You have a calculator in your body. It's just not giving you numbers. It just tells you, we're good. You're full. That's that feeling of being full. Yeah, that feeling of being full is your body saying, we're done, we're good. It's filled up. The tank is full. It's like when you filling up your gas tank and the thing clicks. When you're stuffing your face, you're just bzz, bzz, bzz. And then if you're eating junk food, all you're doing is just fucking shooting that gas all over your car. You're like, oh, well, fuck it. I'll just put it in this bush over here. I'll just put it in this plant. I'll put it in the trash can. I'll just coat the car with gas. You're full. When you feel full, your tank is full. You wouldn't overfill your gas tank in your car. You get that click or two and then you're done. Same thing with your body. You have those warning signs. Those warning signs are usually blocked when you're eating junk food because you eat too fast. Swish Davila, yay, caught you live. Got my fuck your pink drink tank today. Nice. I got my shirt yesterday. I'm going to cut it up for a gym shirt. Yeah, I got mine yesterday too. Got my fuck your pink drink mug. Mug life. Mug life. Yeah. Boss. Look at all Papa Swolio. Look at that Papa Swolio bucks right there. What's up, Mike? I'm diabetic. When you eat whole healthy foods, you don't really have to measure. I check my blood sugar and the levels don't lie. I eat pizza, blood sugar goes up to 350 to 400. When I eat clean, it's always under 120 like a normal blood sugar should be. Those are sugar spikes that tell you how shitty bad foods are. And what's interesting or unfortunate is that people don't realize what those foods do, Mike, because people that don't have diabetes, they don't monitor their sugar like that. So it's actually, it's unfortunate that you have to have the issue before you're actually aware of what these foods do to your body. But if we take that advice and we listen to people that already have that problem and we get in front of that and we take care of the issue, shocker, we take care of the problem before it arises, then you won't be dealing with diabetes. You won't be a diabetic. You can avoid that. It can be preventable in most cases, and probably 99.9% of the cases, it can be prevented. And when I talk about diabetes, of course, everyone always responds after, you should specify that it's type 2 diabetes. Look, that's the real problem in this country. It's type 2 fucking diabetes. It's not type 1. It's type 2. That's the real fucking problem. That's the real problem. Type 1, you know, whether it's like a genetic defect or an issue with insulin, I mean, type 2 is the fucking problem. That's the real issue because that's preventable. You know, hopefully, I mean, I don't know if there's any proof or evidence that type 1 can be cured. You know, I know a lot of people deal with it, and who knows where exactly it comes from. I'm not learned on that subject, but, you know, type 2, we know. And what most people are considering type 3 diabetes, Alzheimer's, which has been shown to be directly related to the same causes as diabetes long term. So something to think about, that your brain health and your mental health has to do a lot with the sugar and the carbohydrate consumption that you chronically intake. So tons of alcohol, tons of processed sugars and carbohydrates can lead long term to brain breakdown, essentially. So there's a lot of good literature out there, some good books out there, and some content on that. But if you look up stuff on Alzheimer's and type 3 diabetes, a lot of medical professionals are considering it and calling it type 3 diabetes because of the links to the same factors and pathways as type 2 diabetes. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I didn't think that there was a cure for type 1. The military has come out with an insulin that they're testing on people now that you have to take a shot every 6 months, like instead of every 3 to 4 times a day. That'd be super cool. That'd be good for the military too, because obviously people that, I mean, I don't know if they let people in that are type 1 diabetic as it's a liability or it's a risk, but that would make sense that now more people be able to join if it's less like hands-on, like you need to be doing shots 3 or 4 times a day. So it's kind of like those shots or those like implants for birth control, right? Where you do it like those depot shots or those implants where it's like every 6 months or a year, once a year. and it releases low levels all the time or something like that. There's some research that suggests a fasting mimicking diet may have potential to reverse. Yeah, I mean, everything has potential now, but it's so hard to test those things, right? Because there's so much bio-individuality, and it's hard to get all the people. How closely can you monitor and can you test all these? I mean, how many type 1 diabetics can you monitor for a sample size? And what if you get 20 or 30 or 40 or 50? It's still not enough. It's just what, I mean, it'll end up being one test. Okay, cool. This is some insight into this. But another thing that's always fighting against this is, well, if you start curing this and you fix this, pharmaceutical companies are going to lose a shitload of money from all the insulin, right? They're going to lose money if you reverse and we fix this unnecessary type 2 diabetes problem in this country. Who's losing out? Pharmaceutical companies, big time. Diabetic medication, billions of dollars a year. Billions of dollars a year. Not to mention the food industry. Everything revolves around the food, and all this stuff created all these illnesses, created all these addictions. And now, unfortunately, the economy is propped up on all this sickness and illness. So, I mean, what if you fix it? What's going to happen? We got to fundamentally change how the money system and how the flow of capital and the flow of commerce changes. It starts with parents. You got to stop feeding your kids and getting them hooked on this garbage when they're young. Stop the child abuse. Stop the child abuse. Plants have like 3 calories. There's no fat or protein. Well, it's fiber. That's why when you're eating your vegetables and you're eating plant, products, you're getting in a lot of fiber, insoluble fiber, a lot of it that helps create bulk in your consumption. So physically and mechanically, it makes you feel full because it fills up your stomach. It takes up space, which is it's one of the benefits of plants and one of the benefits of those types of fibrous foods, in addition to micronutrients and so forth. Melina Holmes, should I be concerned that I only get truly full when I eat good quality meat? No. Concerned. I love plant-based too, but I just get hungry too fast after eating only plant-based. I don't even know if people understand what the fuck that means. It depends on how you define it. What does plant-based actually mean? I'm plant-based. Does that mean you're eating fish? Does that mean you have meat a little bit? Most people throw around that term. They don't even know what the fuck it means. Plant-based does not mean vegetarian. It doesn't mean vegan. People say plant-based as if that's an identity term. That's like, oh, hey, I'm plant-based. I'm cool. I'm trending. I'm a hipster or something. That's what plant-based means to me. When people say plant-based, when I see that in their profile and shit like that, I'm like, oh, fucking jabroni. Only jabronis say that they're plant-based. Only jabronis. What does it mean? What does that mean? It's like your opinion. I'm plant-based. Why? Because you eat veggies? What does that mean? What does that mean? If you're vegetarian, that has a definition. If you're vegan, that has a definition. Plant-based is just like a thing people say. Mary, I was reading the other day that people with bad cases of periodontitis in the young life have more chances to have Alzheimer's because of the bacteria in their gums. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of evidence that shows that when parents are obese and overweight, when they conceive their child, it affects like the gene firing and the epigenetics of the child that's more predisposed to gaining weight and being obese themselves, which goes to show like, okay, that makes sense. Well, fat parents usually have fat kids, but it's also the environment. Parents are usually fat for a reason because they're eating garbage food. And what are they going to feed their kids? What, they're going to feed their kids super healthy and they're going to still eat McDonald's every day? No, it's what your family eats, and the family's fat for a reason, so the kids are going to be fat. That's why I usually see a fat family. It's not because of the kids, it's because of the parents. It comes just bad parenting. It's bad parenting. And whether or not you want to say, well, they don't know any better. Well, there's the internet. You don't know that being like 350 pounds is not healthy. You don't know that. The fuck out of here. You got to stop defending people, right? You got to stop defending people for every last fucking mistake that they make. People make mistakes. Yeah, they make mistakes, but repeated mistakes are conscious choices. If you make a mistake, you can correct it and you can apologize and you can do different the next time. Chronically doing the same shit wrong over and over again is you are aware of what you're fucking doing. You are aware of the error of your ways. You're consciously doing it over and over again. So if you look in the mirror and you don't think that you're unhealthy and you're 350 pounds or 300 pounds, you're just big time overweight, I understand people get, self-conscious and it's, you can't make fun of fat people, right? I'm not making fun of fat people. I don't understand why people get so sensitive. It's like, you're not fat, you have fat. Semantics. It doesn't mean the same thing. If you say, hey, you have fat, it's like, yeah, I have fat too. Everyone in the world has fat. If you don't have fat, you're dead. Fat's a good thing to have. To have too much of it is bad. I don't think that's a rude thing to say, to call someone fat. Everyone's going to defend that. It's not the nice thing to say. It's not nice. I'm not trying to be nice. I'm trying to make an impact. I'm trying to shake someone out of their fucking lulled existence as a zoo human that just follows the leader and does what, they just read, oh, let me eat this, let me do that. Oh, this is in the supermarket. That can go in my mouth. Okay. Oh, it's Super Bowl. Oh, it's the weekend. Oh, it's Friday. Oh, it's happy hour. I'm trying to shake people up out of their fucking just absolute comatose existence and realize, hey, I can do better. This is not good for me. And if a couple people get butthurt along the way, then fine. Someone's always going to be insulted. There is always going to be thumbs down. There's always going to be negative feedback. However, every time that I address this issue, because of the context, because of my intent of saying it, that the vast majority of human beings can sense, I get overwhelming positive feedback from people that are obese, from people that are fat, from people that are extremely overweight. And they thank me for calling it as it is. And they thank me for slapping them across the face because it changed their life. That is why I do it. That's why I've done it. That's why I will continue to do it, because of those messages. And people ask me, how do you know what you're doing is helping? Because I get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of messages every single month. Ever since I started doing this, the most in-your-face videos get the most positive feedback. You might be like, holy shit, how does he get away with saying this? I don't know. Probably just because it's the truth and most people are afraid to say it. I'm not, so I say it. And people love it, so I say it again. And people love it, so I keep on saying it. You've created this. You've created this. No, I've always been truthful and upfront. I'm just more and more boisterous and more loud about it because it does work. And there's always going to be someone that's butthurt, offended, whatever you want to call it. Fine. It's on you. I am not offending you. I am not insulting you. I am telling you my opinion. I'm saying what I see, what I observe. If you want to get offended, here's how it works. It's your choice. You can be offended by what I say or not. All you got to do is change the channel. All you got to do is like, man, that guy's a fucking idiot. And then go on with your life. Fine. Doesn't change the fact that you are unhealthy and you are at risk of having diseases and dying. A lot younger and a lot harsher and more miserable than me. That's the truth. That's the fact. And if you want to go that route, then you have every right to. But I also have every right to try to jump in and be like, yo, it doesn't have to be this way. You can fucking change it. You can make better decisions. You can do that today and it can work for you. And I'm willing to take that risk. I'm willing for you to not like my message. I'm willing for you to not like my content. I'm willing for you to unfollow me if you don't like it, because I will attract people that are inspired by it. And I'm going to impact more people by doing it the way that I want to do it. That's authentic to me. So fuck yo couch. If you don't agree, you can watch something else. And that's my approach to everything that I do now. If you want to be a part of this, you can be a part of this. If you don't have to. There are many other people that will put their arm around you and tell you it's going to be okay. And you can go follow them. Oh, I see what you're saying, Melina. My bad. I should have said when I eat more veggies. I asked because I get to hear I eat too much meat and not enough veggies. Oh, well, I mean, a great way to make sure that you're getting enough vegetable, eat those first. So, and that I understand. Like you'll eat let's say you have a steak, you'll eat the steak and then you'll be full and you don't want to eat the salad or the veggies and the stuff. Just eat that stuff first and then fill up on, and that's a better way to go about it. That's so you don't overeat protein. You're not getting in too much of that, because I get some messages in the comments that some people are saying, yeah, that post, what's your number one fitness challenge? I mean, some dude was saying his number one fitness challenge was getting in 270 grams of protein per day. Like, what the fuck? Like, how much protein do you think you need? Even if you're a 270 pound person, you don't need 270 grams of protein. That's a lot of fucking protein. Of course you're struggling to get that, because that's unreal. There's no way you need to eat that much protein. There's no fucking way. I don't even know how much protein I'm getting in a day. I'm probably getting in, I don't know. I keep on saying casually, yeah, I'm going to start calculating my calories just for some of you, just for fun. And I just keep on forgetting because I really just don't care. But one of these days I'll actually, track a little bit, and I'll be like, oh, I'll add it up just for fun to see what I ate today. Because I'm actually curious. I just care that little about, I care that little about the analytics of it that I just keep on forgetting. But I would have to say, I usually only eat once or twice a day lately. Have I told you lately that I love you? Let's see, 20. I probably eat 100 grams, maybe. I don't know. I'm just throwing out a fucking number. Who knows? But that's a lot of protein. 270? Yeesh. Guys, that's a lot of protein. Unhealthy? Yeah, it's really hard for me to say it's unhealthy. It depends on what your body needs. I don't know anyone that needs 270 grams of protein. That's a shitload of fucking protein, yo. Isn't it bad for the kidneys? I'm sure it can be. It depends on if your body's going to utilize that. But for the average person, look, you need protein to rebuild your muscle tissue, to repair and to function, building blocks, amino acids, all that good stuff. However, it goes off your lean mass. You don't need protein to maintain your fat. So if let's say you're 200 pounds, man or woman, let's say you're a 200 pound person, just going to use that as a number. What percentage body fat are you? Because you're not all muscle. You're not all skeleton, and right. You're not all lean. Lean mass is bones, organs, muscle tissue. Everything else is fat, right? Fat, water. That's the extra. That's not lean mass. So when you calculate that, so let's say you're 20% body fat. Okay. Oh, I fucking hate math. So 200 pounds, you're 20% body fat. Do the math. So the rest of it is lean mass. Not all of it is muscle, some of it's organs, blah, blah, but you need protein. And then of that, you don't need a gram per pound of lean mass. You probably need about like 0.8. There's like different certifications, NASM, NSCA, that will say somewhere in between of like 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight or per kilogram of lean mass. So there's different ways and different people that will venture their opinion on it. But if you take pounds and you convert it to kilograms, because stupid Americans, we use the other system. We don't use metric. We use whatever the fuck you call it, empirical or something, imperial or whatever it is. Where was I going with this? So if you're 200 pounds, you divide it by 2.2 to get kilograms, and you eat a gram per kilogram of body weight, which is obviously not going to be. It's going to be what, like 80 grams? What is that for 200 pounds? 200 pounds, your body weight in kilograms. So if you convert that, was that 80 kilograms, 200 pounds? 80 by times 2.2, something like that. I don't fucking care. In other words, there's different varying opinions and ranges, but you don't need a gram per pound of body weight. I know people that used to, and this is like the bro science shit, where people were eating 2 grams per pound of body weight. If you're 200 pounds, you're eating 400 grams of protein a day. Fucking overload. And here's another problem with protein and tons of protein, like meat and tons of eggs. They're acidic. Okay. You don't have to eat all alkaline. And that comes down to pH and acidity in the blood and acidity in the body. And it's good to have in my opinion, it's good to have a more biased alkaline diet, like 60-40, 65-35, whatever that would be, that range, but bias your diet towards more alkaline. And coffee is acidic. Things like, dairy, processed and carbohydrates are mostly acidic in terms of that. Let's say meat and things are acidic, but things like lemon, watermelon, fruits are usually more alkaline. Vegetables are more alkaline. And you don't want to go too far alkaline either, because if you don't know the pH scale, if you don't remember your chemistry, going down towards 0, towards, low, let's say 1 on the acidic scale, on the pH scale, that's like battery acid. That's battery acid. So you might be like, oh, I want to go more alkaline, as alkaline as possible. No, you don't, because extreme alkalinity is bleach. Bleach is very, very alkaline. So obviously you don't want to drink bleach. You don't want to consume bleach. So it has to be some kind of nice, even balance. And blood is about 7.4. Water is 7.0. So anywhere in that middle range is good. When your blood gets really acidic, and acidity, buildup of lactic acid and stuff when you're training hard, when that gets about to you start to really bonk out when you go as little as 6.7, 6.6, you're fucking fried. So your body doesn't swing overall that low. That's a real bad thing. You stay around 7. That's why water and hydration, that's why eating and consuming alkalizing foods, that's why not consuming a lot of processed carbohydrates, because all that acidic environment's not good. And of course, people get acid reflux and these types of things as a result of over-consuming super acidic diets. But you can eat quality foods, and that's why low-quality meats and low-quality fish and low-quality this is very acidic, plus you're consuming all the garbage that those animals consume, like antibiotics and pesticides and shit like that. So there are a lot of different things, a lot of different factors. And there's genetic factors that you have. There's other environmental factors, stress management. Like you can see, again, another perspective on why it's so hard to control a scientific study, because there's so many different things to control for. There's so many different things to normalize for, and so many different factors in a human being's life. It's very, very hard to run a consistent controlled study, because there's fucking 1,000 variables, and probably ones that we haven't even figured out yet. So we're scraping the surface of optimal human nutrition. We're just getting started. The human ego makes us think, oh, in the industry, oh, we know everything. Here, take this, supplement that. You don't fucking know jack shit. Stop thinking that scientists know things. Stop thinking that we have it all figured out, because we don't. We know things, we're aware of things, but we're just getting started with science. No joke. It's just beginning. It's just beginning. It's easy to think. It's easy to think that we know everything. However, if we knew everything, why would there be so many differing opinions? Like, that in itself is just proof that we don't fucking know, because why do you have people like doctors, right? You have people that are hardcore vegan. This is the answer. Then you have people that are hardcore the opposite. It's like, obviously there's no consensus. I think we can all almost agree. I mean, there are people that still think the earth is flat. If we can agree the earth is round, and you still have people think about how much disparity, there's still fucking, and that's something that's pretty, you'd think it's common sense. So with something that we obviously do not have all the answers to, and there's so much this way and this team and this way and that way, pretty cocky to say you fucking have an answer. Pretty cocky to say this is the best way or this is the right way. I still say, look, I think you got to go by evolution. I think you got to go by how the human body should be fucking consuming based on the evolution. However, we're in modern times, so it's very hard to mimic evolution. At the same time, you want to use science to combine with evolution in order to get the most out of the human body and human performance. So science is good, but you still have to use that as a reflection of what the human body has evolved and is equipped, what we are equipped to adapt to, and then use science in harmony and in sync with that to get the most results. And that's just how I look at things. And we don't know everything. It's so much better when you look at the fitness industry and nutrition, and you look at it saying, oh, that's cool. I wonder if that's the best way. It's so much nicer just to fucking approach it from an individual standpoint and not plant your flag this is it. That's why I'm not the keto guy. I'm not the intermittent fasting guy. I'm not the vegetarian vegan guy. I'm not the pescatarian guy. I'm not the paleo guy. I'm the whatever the fuck works best for you guy. However, I think there is some common sense that's lost with a lot of that stuff. So there's definitely a place, in my opinion, that's the best way to start. However, where you branch off from that route, where you end up going, will depend on your goals and your experience and your individuality. And you have to be patient enough and willing to invest the time to pursue that and to observe and to adjust and to micro adjust and understand it's going to take time. It's going to take your patience, and it's going to take effort and consistency. And if you're not willing to do that, then You might have to reevaluate what you truly want because actions have to match your words. And if you're not fucking backing it up, then do you really want what you say you want? It is Imperial. There you go. How many ounces are your grass-fed beef patties? I don't know. I don't make patties. I make little meatballs. No idea. Again, no fucking idea. I'll just eat a few of them. All right. That was a good way to end it. I hope the government gets on board with science. Right now, it's all about bias towards farmers and pharmaceuticals. And it's biased towards farmers, especially because they're subsidized by the government. Yeah, look, it's big food. It's big pharma. They got their hands in everything. Money, power, control. And the government is a big lurching system, like a big, and I've used this analogy before, it's like a yacht. It's not even a yacht. It's like a cruise ship. You can't turn a cruise ship on a dime. However, our little society here and our little community here, we can discuss, we can change and move things quickly. And at least we have a choice. At least we have the ability to get information. At least we have the ability to think and adjust and do things on our terms. We don't have to wait for the government to look out for our health. So it really starts with you. It starts with you as parents. It starts with you as individuals. It starts with you, with your circle of people to, spread this information, to offer it to people that are interested, and just to do your own thing. Lead by example and understand that you're in control. No one's in control of your body but you, and no one cares about your body more than you should. I don't want to say more than you do because maybe you don't, but you should, and no one has any responsibility. Your doctor, your healthcare practitioner, they don't give a fuck about your body more than you do, nor should they. And they're usually just going to go there. They're just going to give you a script and move on to the next person because they need volume to pay for their shit. It's a problem. The healthcare system, the way it is now, is a fucking mess. It's the exact opposite of what healthcare should be. And most doctors get involved with the profession in order to help people. And then once they get into the system, their hands are tied. They're not able to. They're not taught the right shit, and they don't have the tools that allow them to actually truly help people. And they know it. That's why most doctors are unhealthy and overweight and miserable and stressed out, because that's not what they truly got involved for. I don't think doctors are the enemy. I don't think doctors are evil. They're just taught, programmed, and put into a system that they don't have any legal, they can't do anything. Their hands are tied legally with insurance companies, with pharmaceutical reps. Like, their doctors are up against the wall. They don't really have much room to play with. There are some people out there, functional medicine and integrative medicine, integrative health. But again, that's running your own business. That's doing your own thing. That's kind of going outside the system. That's, it's getting more and more popular, but this kind of shit has been around for 100 years. So the system that is in place, it's going to take time to dismantle, to shake it up. Personal responsibility. Preach. Preach. Preach, preach, preach. Yeah, freedom of speech that's what's kind of weird. There are a lot of people that think that freedom of speech is under attack, and I think it could be. I mean, it could be. The thing is that these platforms like Facebook and Instagram and stuff are all privately held. So whether or not that's going to be regulated by government in the future, which it looks like it might be, it depends on all the stuff. I mean, I don't want to talk over anyone's because I'm not sure how up all of you are on, the latest things like the scams and the bots and there's a lot of shit. And I know this from using the platforms. There's a lot of shady shit that goes on behind the scenes in terms of information, but also with regulation, for example. And just so you know, Instagram is going to turn off in like a minute, but I will restart it. So a lot of you noticed I didn't post this on Facebook again, but it got like 7 million views on something on Facebook, that Truth Hurts video where I call you fat. So I was using that. And as you know, on Instagram, because I posted it in my IGTV, but it's embedded in my feed, that was a video. And at the end, I say, hey, if you want to start today, check out my free ebook. A lot of you have already downloaded my 7 Pillars of Swolenormous ebook. And that's how you found me. You saw this ad or you saw this promotion. So anyway, that got it was like 5, 6 or 7 million views. I forget, because I had to upload it a couple times. However, I'm just going to restart the Instagram now before I start this. So let me just pause this for a second. Well, I'm not going to pause anything, but I don't want to get into it until everyone can get back in. So let me just start the live again. Okie dokie. All right. So Instagram is now live. Let me put part 2. Everyone's going to come in. People are coming back. Okay. And for those of you that don't know, Instagram only allows you to live stream for an hour, but Papa Swole is a boss. Most people don't stream on Instagram for an hour. So I love it. I kind of love it when I hit that mark. Like you've hit an hour. It's like, yeah, I fucking maxed out your platform, bitch. So let's see, where was I? Okay, so let me get into it again. So that video that I posted, the IGTV video, that's a throwback, and most of you have seen that multiple times. I post it once in a while because it's really hard hitting. So I was running that as a promotion, as an ad, and obviously in the video at the end it says download my free ebook. There's a link, blah, blah, blah. So after a while, Facebook started blocking it. Facebook owns Instagram. So they started blocking it. I would submit it and it would say not approved, or it'd run for a while. Then all of a sudden, as it was running, they approved it. They were fine taking thousands of dollars from me. And then all of a sudden, no, we can't show this anymore. So it became too, I guess, offensive or not the right language. It was talking about, and the warning and the effect of that is, or the reason that you see, or that I would see from that, is because I talk about someone's image, or I talk about the way someone looks, the way, right? It's like racism, body image, whatever was grouped into all that, pussification. It was grouped in all that stuff. So who knows, maybe it was the text, maybe it was the copy. So I tried doing different things. So sometimes I would change like the copy, what I put in the post description, not the actual video itself. So I'd bleep that out, or I would, change the words, and it would work for a while, and then eventually just start getting blocked. So I just left that ad, So I just left it. But it doesn't mean I can still post it. I can still post it. I just can't run a paid advertisement, or I can't promote it. Yeah, it doesn't seem like offensive language. I muted Alexa. Hold on a second. Alexa, do not disturb me.
I won't disturb you.
Yeah, you won't disturb me like you just did, you fucking bitch. I have it on mute. Why would it go boom boom? I'm doing a podcast. Shit. Fuck. Anyway, so yeah, they started blocking the video. So now I can't use that, or I just stopped using it. But isn't that crazy? Look, yeah, of course I'm saying you're not going to like what I have to say, but you're fat. However, they were fine showing it to like 7 million people. You got tons of views, tons of shares. People get so offended nowadays. You can't show that to people. We don't want to put that in their feed because someone might get offended. Meh. Why? Because they're actually fucking fat? Because the people that are getting offended, or the people that they're afraid that are going to get offended, are the ones that fucking need to see it. They're the ones that need to hear about it. They're exactly the people that need to see that video. Leave it to everyone, just perpetually keeping everyone sick and fucking fat. I've never sworn a day in my life before I joined this group, but fuck it all. Fuck yeah. Say whatever the fuck you want on this fucking podcast. Say whatever the fuck you want. Look, if they stopped showing my podcast, or I would still make my podcast. It would still be hosted. You would still get the audio podcast. We would stream somewhere. I would host my own private stream, and I would promote it. Like I can stream live. I don't have to do it on Facebook. I could stream live on my site, and I would if I needed to. Don't worry, my content's not going anywhere. They can ban me. They can do whatever they want. There's no reason to, but it wouldn't stop me. It wouldn't change what I'm going to do or what I'm going to say. That's why I say what I want. And that's why I say what I want on my YouTube channel. That's why I say what I want. And if they don't like it, then okay, I'll say it somewhere else. At least when it comes with fitness, it's not like, oh, you can't say that. That's really political. That's really, I can get away with a lot more because of what I say about fitness. But those people that are getting banned elsewhere, when you start getting political, oh, people really get upset. They get really upset. You have a different opinion than me about politics? Oh my God, I'm going to fucking get you. Just keep saying it. It's fun. It's funny. Fuck, fuckity, fuck. I'll say that's it. I've only gotten like one or two people that say, I don't like your swearing, or I don't appreciate the swearing in your videos. Okay, go watch the Disney Channel, bruh. Go somewhere else. I don't need to get a message talking about how you don't like the swearing. It's 2019. Like, get over it. It's okay. It's called language. Not everything has to be censored. fuck, people are so delicate, which is sad. Some people are, it hurts your ears. It's offensive. It's offensive to me. Oh, you said the naughty word. Fuck yeah, I did. I love it when everyone says, like, I don't like you swearing too much. I'm like, then fucking go somewhere else. Just swear right at them. The people in charge of the social media platforms are marshmallows. Well, they also have millions of people. Can you imagine being in charge of Twitter, Facebook, right? Twitch. Can you imagine actually being in charge of like fucking millions of people and having to make decisions and try to handle all this shit? It's got to be a fucking nightmare. Like anything you do is just hated and detested by someone. Like you can't make a good decision. You really just can't. Most of us were raised on South Park and Family Guy. How the fuck are we offended now? That's very interesting. That's a good point. And even before that, Beavis and Butthead. I remember watching Beavis and Butthead. I remember like watching when I was like 10 or 11. Well, Akiva, you can't say shit these days without someone crying. That's absolutely true. And we'll end on this, right? You can't say anything these days without someone getting offended. So if you can't say anything without someone getting offended, then say what you want. Say what you want. I think it's important. Look, if we have what's called free speech, then fucking use it. You gotta use it. Use it. Free speech exists. Fucking say what you have to say. Say what you need to say. Say what you need to say. Make those sick fucking gains. Make those gains every day. Oh, Papa Swole sings, that album's gonna be fire. Someone's always gonna be offended. Someone's always going to be offended. And honestly, it's how I've always talked. I'm just a little more aware with little kids. Look, if you have kids, why not? I mean, what, they're going to learn it someday. A little kid says fuck. It's like, cool. All right. They know language. I know. I mean, look, you can raise your kids however you want. And it's also, it could be part of the problem, right? We need some, look, you don't want to regulate people. You don't want to force people to do things, but we got to stop feeding kids garbage food. And we got to start focusing on things that are actually important, right? Sticks and stones. You know, words will never hurt me. Again, there was like a famous viral comedian clip. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. However, words are what everyone fucking complains about. Because most people don't know real violence. Most people don't know real hardship. And they just get butthurt over every fucking word. So it's really ironic how we're taught that since we were little kids, that you can say whatever you want, but everyone just gets offended. And if you feed into that, then people are going to keep on complaining about every word that's said. So you can't feed into the bullshit. That's why I don't. If you don't like what I say, then go watch something else. And it's as simple as that. So we'll leave it at that. Stay tuned for the YouTube drop tomorrow. It's going to be lit. So actually plug into my Instagram story. I will let you know the details. I'm going to be editing that today and get that up ASAP. Most of you know what it's about. So make sure you tune in. It's going to be fucking epic. It's going to be good. So thank you, everyone, for joining for episode 1047 of the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gamecast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleazecast, and Slaycast in the realm. Because we're not flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Remember, any questions, anything about anything, feel free to DM me or message me on Facebook. If you have any interest in checking out the programs, nutrition, yoga studio, everything and more on swolenormousx.com. Again, go to swolenormousx.com. And you can also check out supporting the show, the podcast, and the video content in the Daily Swole Club. You can check out Swolenormous Apparel. There's a link there in the main menu, and also the Gain Train blog, all at swolenormousx.com. And there's a link in my Instagram bio if you don't want to remember that, which is super simple. Just add an X onto the end of Swolenormous and then .com, period, .com. Should we get I wish, you know what they should create? They should a .com, swolenormousx.com. That would be awesome. I would totally buy a domain. I would totally buy that domain. Anyway, okay, so a new YouTube video coming tomorrow, more content coming on all platforms, all the shit. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow for episode 1048. Peace, McGee's, Deuce Magoose, your boy, Papa Swolio, out.